Dun dun! It's time for another anime review. We are reviewing the Frankenstein family. Like, comment, subscribe to join. Now, let's get started into the review. Tensen, a genius child, is the youngest of two mad scientists. His family has spent their lives withdrawn from normal society, living on an isolated island where the couple conduct experiments on tons of siblings that results in them gaining abnormal abilities. However, this activity is put to a stop when they are caught and arrested. Tensen is brought by the government officials to a more populated island alongside his four siblings: Snow, a human-dog hybrid; Aisha, a plant-human hybrid; Elisa, a spider-human hybrid; and Shishi, a mind-reader. Being the only one who has not been genetically modified, Tensen takes on the responsibility of adapting his sibling to society, all while trying to conceal their distinct characteristics. This anime has about 12 episodes. It finished airing around June 19, 2018, and premiered airing April 9, 2018. The premise of the Frankenstein family is based on a manga series or Chinese manga of the same name, created by Yan Nei, a manjan from Hong Kong. The series published by Sun Comics, who also collabed with the Tension Penguin Pictures and Phoenix Animation and on the anime adaptation. In addition, adult segments of the original creator states that the ideas for these characters originate from a group drawing project in middle school where he had further refined. This is about 15 minutes per episode. It's slice of life, science fiction, it's rated PG-13. Now let's get started into the review. One thing that I really like about this anime is it does take the whole mad scientist feel to a different level. If y'all remember Fullmetal Alchemist, you know what scene I'm talking about, and that ripped our hearts. But in particular, when watching this anime, it focuses more on the family, especially of the youngest sibling taking care of his four older siblings, because their parents turn them into humanoid monsters, and they have to learn to cope back in society and not expose their unique characteristics about themselves. And it shows how they go through this trial and error, and how each of them suffer in their own different unique way of trying to live a normal life, per se. I say that in air quotes, as a human, and because their backstory is just a lot of them dealing with their parents' repercussion of always isolating them from the real world, experimenting them on, and just truly robbing their kids of their childhood. And it just shows how the characters cope at a very young age with their psychotic parents, and to keep the summary kind of brief. And some of the episodes in particular is that when you're watching the story, it doesn't really particularly have a main point to it. I mean, yeah, you can see how the siblings kind of change and develop over time and try to have this normal routine, but at the end of the day, nothing they do is ever normal. It's they're always fighting, or as typical siblings do, and trying to adapt and make sure that their secret's not really exposed. But I feel the cast itself is still in its more fragile stage, where they have their most concrete uniqueness and innocence, that it's still there even as the kids grew older. Their innocence kind of let them kind of reverts back. And without giving too much away, I feel overall that these siblings, they never really had a chance to have a normal, and I mean a normal, childhood. I think it's just kind of sad how these parents just kind of strip that away from them, and now they have to learn to adjust in normal society as you may have it. And basically, I guess the word I'm looking for is learning to get back into the routine of learning to how to defend for themselves, how to cook for themselves, how to split responsibility as a household while trying to figure out what are the next steps, especially having the younger sibling take on the most biggest role of parenting, because his other siblings can't, because they can't they're learning how to conceal their extra characteristics and appendages in some cases without showing the rest of the world, because the world finds out about them, what it could lead to. And I think one thing that the anime kind of zero ends on is like there are a lot of generous people around them, but they also can create a lot of tension within one scene. And when the family eventually does hang out together with one another, it kind of shows like who can they trust, who can they really trust, can they really just depend on themselves without having any type of adult figure to necessarily like help them as they're still trying to like, be on their own, but like trying to figure out like how things work, how to shop for themselves, how to cook for themselves, like how to make sure the siblings don't fight, how to make sure like what to do if the siblings get sick, like, and what to do if like certain things can't be explained by the youngest child genius basically in the family, because he can't solve anything on his own, because basically he's still a child genius or not, you're still a child. Like, you can't solve everything on your own. And I think one of those things that kind of like sum up the whole sibling dynamic of the siblings do fight, and like there are some siblings that just don't kind of stay in that medium where they're just kind of neutral and they kind of don't get involved. So at the very end, and that's how you show that each sibling kind of adapts. But I feel like the animation wasn't too lengthy. Like, it didn't get like the way it ends. It kind of ends off a cliffhanger, and I kind of hate that because the anime has so much good potential. I feel like you could have gave it one more episode, but no, it kind of like just stops it like right there and doesn't like explain it unless you kind of read like the web manga that's kind of based on. And it might give you answers, but I think it had a good potential of being an anime if it just didn't leave off the cliffhanger that it did. And I really enjoyed it. I felt really connected to these characters. I kind of felt bad for them, like their childhoods were basically robbed for them. They never really could enjoy like a normal existence, and now that their parents are kind of gone, as they should be, locked up because what their parents did to them, except for the youngest one, now they have to kind of to adjust and relive on their own. I think that's kind of sad, but I won't go too much on a tangent here, but definitely check out Frankenstein Family if you haven't already. Let me know what your thoughts and opinion are, because I feel like this should have been given more episodes than it was, and I feel like the way it ended, it just left it on a cliffhanger. I think it wasn't right. I think it didn't do the justice of right of this anime, so I would give this anime at least a 6 out of 10. I hate to do it, but I really wish it could have done really more than what it was given to us for the fan base, and I really wish that they could have pushed out the characters even more than what we were given in the short time span. But definitely check it out for yourself and comment down below what anime I should be in next, and hit the subscribe button to join the anime family. But until then, bye!